Good evening, all, and thank you for tuning in to All India Runners Motivation. Today's guest is a guest who has won more than 14 international races, which he has ran in his career, and his best timings are stupendous. I would say he has got more than 10 years of running experience. He started quite early, and his marathon time is 2 hours 9 minutes and 9 seconds. His 10-kilometer time is amazing, 29 minutes and 15 seconds. His 15-kilometer time is 43 minutes and 16 seconds, and the 10 miles time is 47.43. And his half marathon time, you would not believe it, it is 1:02:45. It gives me great pleasure to invite our guest for today, addressing Indian athletes for the first time, because India is his favorite place where he has won the Bombay Marathon twice, and he has won many more other marathons, but Bombay remains his favorite place. And I would like to invite John Eriku Kelai to the stream. Hi, John.
Hi, 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 our viewers. I'm John Kelai.
How are you?
I'm very well. I'm good.
How does it feel talking to somebody who is many, many kilometers away from you?
It's a great honor indeed to have this long conversation.
Very nice. I mean, today we are going to have a conversation about your life, about your running career, and many more things.
Yes, yes,
So it'll be nice if you can tell the audience a bit about you and your childhood and your entry into
right.
running.
Pleasure. Yeah, first, I would like to thank our audience for giving us a time. For me, it's a great honor to come live. This is the fact that I'm quite far in Kenya, but I'm grateful to speak back to India. It's my favorite place always. So, getting to the topic, my life has been ups and down. My childhood life was hard, despite the fact that I lost both parents when I was still young.
Okay.
So my growing up was a bit difficult, but I thank God I had people who came in to support my life.
Wonderful. So, when did you start? Uh, was running your first love?
Well, actually, I was more a fanatic of football at a very early age. And
Wonderful.
beside football, I also enjoyed cycling.
That's nice. So, which team did you support at that time?
Pardon me?
Which football team did you support?
Well, I started running around 10 years of age.
Okay.
Although, in our culture, running is like our lifestyle. We always run up and down, going to school, back home. Every time is about running. But you
Okay.
only come to realize that it becomes something that can take seriously as a sports at around 10 years to, let's say, teenager age.
Okay. Wonderful. So, when did you first seriously think about running?
Well, actually, I came to take it a bit serious through the help of my school primary teacher
Okay.
when I was in grade 6. Yes, this is after the interclasses competition.
Wonderful.
And the funny thing is that the present was only a soda, soft drink, and a
Okay.
slice of a bread.
Okay, so soda drink and a slice of bread was the present. And
Exactly.
how much distance did you run to get that?
Well, like myself, I was a middle distance athlete, so I used to do 800 to 5,000 meters at the track.
Okay, so for the soda drink and the slice of bread, how much distance did you run?
Uh, it's about 5,000 kilometers. Sorry,
5,000 meters.
5,000 meters, yes.
Okay, wonderful. That's, I mean, it's amazing. That was the first prize.
Yeah.
So, did you have any inspiration at that time?
Well, we used to have some of our pro athletes in school,
Okay,
especially at my secondary level,
okay,
where I began now to open up. And before then, there was a visit of one of the great Kenyan athletes. He's a legendary, 𝐇𝐢𝐬 𝐏𝐁'𝐬. He visited my primary school.
wonderful.
Then it was just coincident that my class was chosen to give him a present,
Very nice. That's
the,
keep
the
keep
pint of the
Kano
flowers.
is known world over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I met him, when he visited our school, I picked it from there.
Okay. I mean, his full name is Kipchoge Keno.
Yes, he's 𝐾𝐤𝐬 𝐏𝐻𝐻, Ezekiel 𝐾𝐤𝐬 𝐏𝐻𝐻.
Yeah, and because Kipchoge's surname is now quite famous in the world now.
Exactly.
Um,
He's a
and
house brand.
house brand. And at that time, after that, when did you actually join his school?
Well, I joined in the year 2001.
Okay. And how did
That
you
that is a
get admission?
Well, in that training center, it was a great place because it's a high altitude training center whereby they bring all the youths from all over the world. They come together to train there and to be mentored. And
Okay.
my being there really helped me a lot to realize the potential I had and also to mingle with other athletes from different parts of the world.
Wonderful. And it's in Eldoret, right? Eldoret.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. So, I mean, Eldoret is also quite famous for another school, St. Patrick's.
Exactly, yes.
Uh,
Although it's about 30 kilometers away from Eldoret. It's in E10.
okay.
Yeah.
So, so did you get a chance to meet Brother Com?
Yes. I have met him severally whenever we have like track sessions or during the competitions. We do meet.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. So, tell us a bit about your training and life in Keep Kevno school, the high altitude training. Tell us a bit about your life there.
Well, the life there was a bit unique, whereby you live running. In the morning you run, in the mid morning you run, in the
Yeah.
evening you run. That was our all round calendar of the day,
Okay.
and it's also really helped to shape our potential so much because that is where I came to meet my first coach, the Seoul 800 meters Olympic champion Paul Ering, who is now based in UTEP in Texas, in
O-
US.
Okay. Wonderful. So, how many hours you used to run every day
We
in
used
that
to
school?
cover we used to cover around 15 kilometers a day.
15 kilometers. Okay.
Yes.
And how was the week? Like, so if you want to talk about one week in your school, can you just describe
Mhm.
that one week for us?
Well, a week for us was, that time I was more a track athlete. I used to do 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters.
Okay.
So our week is more uh, combined with 3 sessions, whereby there is track session, there is a tempo, or we call it fat legs.
Yeah.
This is on the road. Then we had strength training, which is about hill climbing, hill repetition climbing.
Okay.
Yeah, and a semi-long run on Saturdays.
Wonderful. So,
Yeah.
so with you, were there other athletes who have also become as famous as you were?
Yes. Well, that time actually we came in a very strong team, well-known athletes like the likes of 𝐷𝐻𝐢𝐬 𝐏𝐻'𝐿.
Okay.
We joined together the same year in the same training center. We had Janet Chepkoskei, the 800 meters runner.
Yeah.
We had the likes of Anna Ndege from Tanzania, who is now
Yeah.
retired. We
Okay.
had the likes of Ezekiel Sepeng from South Africa. We had Andrea Butcher from Switzerland. We had Ismail Hamid from Sudan.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
these were just my athletes that I came to meet at the center.
Wonderful. So,
Yeah.
so how did they help you actually as a runner?
Well, it really helped me a lot to mingle with them, and since they come from different countries, so they came with their kind of lifestyle.
Okay.
We learned more about different cultures.
You learned more about different cultures. Wonderful. So,
Yes.
after that training, which was your first major race? Did you participate in any of the Kenyan national championships? You know.
Well, yes, I did. I used to go to a level of national trials, whereby they now that is our peak during the selection of national team. But
Okay.
beyond there, it was hard for me at the track.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Can you describe us about your first race where you won, and what did you learn from that race?
Well, actually, my first outing, I went to Singapore, which is my first country to visit. Then when I got there, my first manager, Mr. Bob Bones, he was a triathletes manager. It's a sport that combines 3 in 1:
Yeah.
swimming, cycling, and running. So he tried to appease me to try the triathlon, which
Okay.
I did, for 2 years. The
Oh,
first
okay.
year, 2002, when I got there, introduced me. I went through a very hard training of learning how to handle the bikes. I took a course again, learning about mechanics. After that, I went into competition. I started running, but I wasn't so good in swimming. So I chose to do the two, which is called duathlon, run and
Okay.
bike.
Okay.
Yeah, which actually I did very well, and I used to win. Those were my first international races, although not really pure running.
Okay.
I did
Uh,
that. Then in the year 2003 is
yeah.
when I went to try my first marathon, and I
And
won it,
you
the
won it
Singapore Marathon.
at the time of 2:19:02, which is fantastic. Yeah.
Pardon
So
me?
I'm saying you won the race. You won the race at the time of 2:19:02, 2 hours 19 minutes and
Yes,
2 seconds, which was nice. This aspect of duathlon and triathlon,
yes,
we never knew about about John Kelai. So today we have come to know about that too. We never knew about
Sorry,
John.
some.
We never knew about John Kelai in triathlon and duathlon. So it is nice that you told us about it.
Mm. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It
So
seems like there are some hiccups. I can't get you clear.
don't worry. Tell us a bit about the race in Singapore, which you won.
Well, the race was actually competitive. The first year, 2002, when I got there, I wasn't really decided whether I do triathlon or do the marathons. But
Okay.
I give it a try in the year 2002, which I did the same Singapore Marathon, my first trial, which I finished seventh place, and I ran 2 hours 23 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
So from there, it gave me confidence that if I can give it a try again, I will make it. And I did that in the year 2003, and I won it.
Wonderful. Um, how did you manage food in Singapore?
I
How did
think you are getting me out.
yeah? How did you manage
Come
your
up, come up.
yeah? How did you manage your food, your eating in Singapore?
Well, in Singapore, it's a mixed state whereby it has different cultures and different types of food. We have the Indian cuisines, we have the Western, we have the Chinese. So in my case, I love the Indian food because
Okay.
it's somehow more similar to Africans. So I used to
Okay.
enjoy the roti prata, you know, chicken, but I rarely taste the Chinese, because they are more used to seafood, which the African, we are not so much used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many years did you stay in Singapore?
I stayed for 4 years.
4 years. That's nice.
Four
Singapore is
years?
it's a nice place.
Exactly, yes. It's a town city anyway.
Yeah. So, Abid, you were also running cross country before doing the marathon. Um, how does
Exactly.
cross country? How different is that cross country from running a marathon? What is the strategy while running a cross country?
Well, cross country is more about the fitness of your body and the form of your training, also coupled with the mental strength or toughness,
Okay.
whereby whereby uh, in the marathon it's more about mileage and efficiency of your form.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
In my
Uh,
in and Mhm.
yeah.
Come up.
I'm saying that and that form showed up in 2003 when you won your first marathon.
Mhm.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about Bombay Marathon, Mumbai Marathon. You seem to be in love with Mumbai, and
Yes.
you have had some excellent experiences with Mumbai, winning it two times. First question is
Hmm.
that why do you like Bombay Marathon so much?
Well, there is one funny thing with me is that when you see a number of my races that I've won them in Asia, meaning that I do so well in hot weather. And when it came to a race like Singapore and Mumbai, these were my favorite places to run. And when I came first to Bombay or Mumbai Marathon, I got it very well. I could really cope with the weather so well. I had no any difficulty. And again, I came to realize also I have so many fans. So that one really boiled my spirit.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice. So you got your best times or the best races in Bombay. Um, is there something about the track which actually helped you?
Pardon me, come up again.
I said, is it about something about the route in Bombay Marathon which actually is helpful for you?
Exactly. The course was very good. And this is a bit similar to my training place where I used to base, where we used to train for preparation before the Mumbai, whereby it has a lot of rolling hills up and down. So when I came to Mumbai, it was exactly similar. The only difference was the weather, which again I had advantage of it because I had already stayed in Singapore, so I could really cope so well more than my fellow athletes.
Okay, that's nice. Um, so you said hot weather, you like it.
Yes,
You also like the cold weather in Netherlands.
yes, somehow, yeah.
So what makes you do really well there too?
Well, I went there with the motivation mentally that in the world currently, it's only Germany and Netherlands whereby Maradonas do very well and post fastest time.
Okay.
So my going to Netherlands was to go there and try to post my PB, my personal best, which I did in Eindhoven.
Yes. And the PB is 20909.
Exactly, yes.
And it is sad that you came fourth with that PB.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I mean, so tell us a bit about that race and tell us that who came first and what time.
Well, actually, I had a very strong group with me. I think in the group by then I was the only who was coming in as a debut with slow time. But we had former world champion Luke Bet, and we
Okay.
had a friend of mine again called Stephen Ususifu
Yeah.
and Philip Singoye. So these were really my seniors, and they were very much strong. But I did a lot, but my strategy never worked. It was the closing stages of the race.
Okay.
So I tried to pull off from them at around 37, 38 kilometers, but getting to 41, I felt cramps. That
Okay.
one slowed me down, so I couldn't really catch up with them again. And I was satisfied with the fourth place.
Okay. I
And
mean,
the first guy ran 28, around 28, 40, 47, 45 there.
2840. So you would have been really close to each other because the difference is
We
not
were
much.
very much close. Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
So you are happy with the PB, but not very happy because you were fourth.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
But in athletics, it's a bit funny because sometimes you go there knowing that I want to win and I also want to run a PB. But there is no assurance that you can score both. At some point, you lose one, you get the other, and that one we, as sports people, we appreciate.
Okay, that's nice. So, I mean, you have won more than 14 races internationally. Uh,
Yes.
if you want to tell the Indian audience about John Kelai's strategy for winning. You know,
Mm.
can you tell us your strategy about when you start a race? How do you plan the race? How do you prepare, and how do you win it? Because it will be nice
Exactly.
for people here in India to know more
Mm.
about your winning strategies.
Good. Well, that is really a very wonderful question. The race has three stages. I mean, before the competition, first, what I usually do is to start with the end results. What do I want to achieve? Or what is the goal that I want to aim to? This one will help me to plan with my coach from the first step, which is preparation of the training. This training will carry me through until the competition. So I normally divide into three steps. The first one is training, and the second training is about mental training as well, and the third one is about competition. For me, the first two are very cruel because you really train to the bones. You punish yourself so much with the hard trainings, long runs, all that, and trying to cope with different kind of weather before the competition. Because
Okay.
already after knowing where I'm going to race, that one will also help me to give me the picture of the kind of the weather I'm going to face.
Okay.
So, the strategy is the last option, but also I have to train my mental to build the mental power. This is whereby I will rely mostly during the competition because I have to be tough in my mind so that my body will accept what my mind is injecting into the body.
Okay.
The body is weak at some point when it gets to marathon. So you need to have a power will to drive you and to carry you through, and even to face any kind of the challenge that your opponent will post at the competition.
Okay. So, what about the strategy while running the race? So, you talked about your training, you talked
Yeah.
about your mental aspect. Now,
Yes.
tell me, what is John Kelai's strategy when he starts the race, and how does he win it while running the
Well,
race?
yes. When you go at the start line, the first thing is that all of us, we are equally, and everybody is a champion there. But what will determine is the first one to cross the finishing line. So normally when I go there, I don't underrate anybody because we are equal. But uh, I like the toughness, winning tough, whereby you post to your colleague that really it has been a very tough fight before you emerge the victorious. So I usually go there with the mental soberness, knowing that I can face any kind of challenges before maybe I made the victor at the race. And during the competition, you have to be focused to your goal and let nothing disturb you, because this is something maybe you have been training for the last 2 or 3 months. So you are just coming to lay on the course what you have been undergoing through. And
Okay.
your mental strategy will really help you so much. So for me, I usually know that during the competition, there are stages that might determine who will win, or that will help me to gauge my opponent early enough. And that is why sometimes I do pull away like 10 kilometers before the end of the race, so that if you are really fit enough, we can have a real battle before the end, and I will know that surely this is my level that I could lay.
Wonderful. So when you spoke about pulling away 10 kilometers from the race, That is the gold medal you won in the Commonwealth Games, and
Exactly.
you were the second person from Kenya to win it. So 10 kilometers away from the race you pulled. So why did you do that?
Well, another strategy I usually have is that you strike when your team are not expecting. That is the best time. You strike when anybody is not expecting, and you pull a surprise. That one will leave them. Maybe you will you will actually dismantle all their plans they had. Yeah,
So that is what you tried and it worked for you.
exactly.
Okay. So when you're training, I mean, can you just describe your weekly schedule and how much mileage do you run in a week when you are training for a competition? Before that, how many months training do you do before a competition?
Well, for me, I shall do 3 or 4 months.
Four
That
months.
one will really 4 months.
4 months.
That one will keep me a good form.
Okay.
And
4 months. How many days?
my yeah,
How many days in a week?
pardon me,
How many
I
days in a
do
week?
train 6 days a week.
6. Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
and the mileage I usually do like in a week is around 180 to 200 kilometers
Okay.
a week. Yes.
Okay. And does it come down closer to the competition?
Well, I usually bring the volume down towards the competition. That is when now I bring the whole thing down so that I enter into tapering zone, expecting that I will get to the race when I'm strong, and all the tissues that I lost during the tough competition, the tissues will have really repaired before the competition. Because the reason is that you are going to face a very cruel running during the competition, whereby you really need to be ready enough, and physically, mentally, and even your fitness level has to be okay.
Okay. So that's nice. I mean, 3 to 4 months of tough training is what you do. And how much time
Yes.
do you relax after a race?
After the race, actually, I don't take complete rest, but what I do is bring the volume of training really low. I do like 10 kilometers every morning,
Okay.
but there is nothing hard. It's just a jogging whereby you can go running or listening to your music as you run, jog. It's just trying to take yourself out of that zone of training every other day and try to motivate yourself. At some point, I used to go for tours. I take a tour. I go to a different location whereby I now meet new things. I try to
Okay.
forget about the running.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So during the time when you were running competitively, who was your coach at that time?
Well, I had two coaches. Uh, First, I had a coach who was doubling as my manager, Bob Bones. He's from Britain, but he's based in Singapore.
Okay.
And I also had a coach called uh, Renato Canova. He's very famous. He's an IAF lecturer who is very well known. He's a very tactician coach. So these two, plus a Kenyan called Joseph Cherome, these were the one who were working with me. Beside them, I also had a psychologist trainer. It's called Dr. Omondi, Barack Omondi, who is
Okay.
based in Nairobi. Yes.
Okay.
So I used to go even mental training, how to stay focused even if your body is really paining.
Okay.
And this really helped me when I was racing in Mumbai.
Okay. Uh, so,
Yeah,
I'm interested to know more about the psychological training. Uh,
yeah.
can you tell us a bit about suppose when you're going to visit him, what you used to do, what kind of training?
Well, one thing I used to do is about running on a treadmill, whereby he used to measure like I do like 30 minutes on the treadmill with some weight, small weight. So I run with it. Then he measures the speed of the belt. Then I take on it. From there, I go straight. I do spinning for like 10 minutes. I come back again to the treadmill. And then from there, I go straight. I dip myself into the warm bath to try to relax my muscles.
Okay.
Yes.
And how often you used to go there to meet him before the
Well, I
before
used
the
to go before the competition. Actually, I do this like the last month before the competition.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do it once a week.
Once a week. Wonderful. There are some
Once
questions
a
coming.
week. Yeah.
There are some questions coming from the audience. The one question is
Right.
about your hydration plan. How often do you take water? Because when you're running at such high speeds, you also lose water. But how do you plan for the water intake during training and during the
Well,
race?
that is a wonderful question. Actually, for us, the long distance athletes, we rely mostly on the intake of fluid. So during the training, we normally have this routine of taking water every now and then. Even during the race time, you have your bottle of water. You just keep on galloping and sipping a bit. And before the competition, what I usually do is try to fill up my stores of water so that even if I miss water stations, I could still survive. So the thing here is that you practice during the training and let it become like your habit. When you train and even out of training at home, maybe you are relaxed, you have to accompany yourself with a bottle of water or just a drink, like a sports drink like the Gatorade, yeah, just to top up your fluid stores so that they can help the your system to be flexible.
Okay. So during training, suppose you're doing a long run, how often would you take water? After, do you have a time for that, or do you have a distance for that?
Pardon me, maybe you come up again.
Yeah, sure. So during your training, how often do you drink water? Is it once? Do you have a time, or do you have a distance? Like you cover so
You
many
can hear me
kilometers?
now?
Yes. So I'll just repeat the question. Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
sorry, I can't hear you. I can't
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you can hear me.
Yes. My question is, during training, how often do you drink water?
Mhm. How long do I?
How often, after how many minutes or after how many kilometers do you drink water?
Sorry, I'm not getting it complete.
Yeah, I said during training,
Maybe,
when do you drink water?
yes.
Every 5 kilometers?
Well, during training, we usually take water after every 5 kilometers.
Okay, fine.
After every 5 kilometers, yes,
Okay.
yeah. Every
And
5 kilometers, we do take water.
and during the race,
I can't hear you.
during the race, is it the same?
You can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you. My question is that during the race, is it the same?
Well, yeah, you can do the same as training at the competition.
Okay. Um, so my question to you is that after so many years of training, uh,
Mhm.
when can we see John Kelai as a coach?
Well, that is a very interesting question. Yeah, very soon you will see me coaching, and I have also started because I'm hoping maybe in the next 2 years I'll completely retire from running, but not really full retiring. It's only the competitive racing, but I will still be doing other runs. Maybe I might as well try to do the masters competition,
Okay.
but I have already started coaching. I have already started coaching now online, and I also have a few athletes whom I do share with them my program, and I have started guiding them on their way how they can become good athletes
Okay.
through the program that I've already uh, given them.
Okay. Can somebody from India get in touch with you for coaching online?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
So how can they get in touch with you for coaching? Through Facebook?
Through the Facebook, and in Kenya also WhatsApp. Yeah, we do use the two mostly.
Okay, wonderful. Um, so
Yeah.
my question is that you know Kenya as a country has got a lot of athletes in middle and long distance, uh,
Yes.
and you have won medals all the time. Hello. So, what makes Kenya such a good place uh, for uh, for middle and long distance running?
Well, in Kenya we have the altitude. The Kenyan altitude is the best for the athletes. And at the moment, athletes come from all over the world. Like the Britons, the Chinese, they all come and camp in Kenya in Iten, especially during this time when we are preparing for the Olympics. They all come here. We usually do train with Mufara, in
Yeah.
Kenya. And our altitude has been proved the best ever. So that is our guarantee, and also coupled with our lifestyle of running from the early age to teenage until you become a mature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, all these athletes they come to Kenya, but only Kenya
Mm.
wins the medals.
Yes. Yeah. it's really interesting. I think it also goes with the strategies and tactics of our coaches.
Okay.
Yes. And most of our coaches are the former athletes. So they know exactly how to mentor you and to prepare you to any kind of competition.
Okay. Uh, One question has come from an audience: is that are you a vegetarian or do you eat meat?
Well, well, not really. I'm not a vegetarian. I do eat meat.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, uh, so, despite all your achievements, we never saw you in Olympics. Any reason why during your prime time when you were winning? Why didn't we see John Kelai in Olympics?
Well, yeah, that is a good, really, it's a good question. Kenya is like a granary of the best ever athletes in the whole world. So when it comes to distance running in Kenya, we have so many of them. In fact, with the best ever times, more faster than me. So when it comes to the constitution of the team to carry the national flag, a lot depends with the panelist team from the federation to decide who will go there and who will not. But also it takes so many factors. For one, like the how do one copes with the kind of the weather they are going to face at the competition. Yeah, so the determinants mostly are the panelists at the federation and not the athletes because we are many.
I mean,
Yeah,
yes, I heard that if you in Kenya, so or if you are into Olympic trials in Kenya, then you're already a world class athlete
exactly.
because you got
Yeah,
so many runners running under the 210 for a marathon. That
exactly.
uh,
Yes.
how many runners can you tell us, the Indian audience, how many runners in Kenya for an Olympic trials would be running under 210?
Well, I can say around over 50.
Over 50 runs under 210.
Over 50 can run under 210.
My God, that
Yeah,
is amazing.
exactly.
So when you got a chance in Commonwealth Games, you took the chance and won the gold medal.
Yes. And another thing is that whenever you have the opportunity to represent the country, you give it your best. That one is the assurance to the federation and the whole country, which I
Okay.
did.
I mean,
Yeah,
I heard in one of the documentaries that if you get a silver in running in Kenya, nobody asks you about it, because it's just a silver and a bronze. If you win a gold medal, then everybody knows. But silver and gold medal, bronze
exactly.
medal has no value.
Yeah. There's so many who
There's
have
so many.
won these. So many of them.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
one question which has come from the audience is that what is your diet a day before you're participating in a marathon? What do you eat one day before the marathon?
Well, this is before the competition, right?
Yes.
Well, before the competition, what you are advised to do is remain to the diet that you are used to. So don't get to a new dishes because this can bring maybe discomfort in your stomach, and
Okay.
it can rule out everything.
Okay. Okay. So it's been close to 1 hour, John. We have been speaking. So I will ask my
Exactly.
final question to you. Uh, is
Right.
that John Kelai's advice to anyone who wants to become another John Kelai?
Pardon me. Come up again.
what is your advice to anyone who wants to become like you?
I can't get it right.
Yeah, my question is that what is your advice to anyone who wants to be like you?
Well, you know, as the saying goes, that any value of a material is dictated from its factory. The factory determines the duration and the value of a product. So in this case, I want to say that to become the best, you have first to get the right people, like the coaches, the good coaches, qualified coaches who can take you through training, and also mentor you during your training. And also you have to be ready for to dedicate yourself in the hard training and follow the rules, because competition is not just running, but is following the rules so that you made the victorious.
Okay. Any favorite shoes, John? Last question. Any favorite shoes?
Well, I've been representing Nike, but mostly I've been with Adidas.
Okay.
But I have also represented the Mizuno, which I am currently using. But I will say my favorite shoes is Adidas, because this is the one I used to get the gold. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Adidas,
my
which
favorite.
one? Which one?
Adidas.
Which
Adis.
model? Which name?
It's
Any?
Adidas. What do we call? Adidas Germany.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, any injuries you had during your running, and how did you recover?
My most injuries were hamstring. Hamstring were my most injuries,
Okay.
and my recoveries were that I used to work with my doctor, who used to take me through it very well,
Okay.
and I used also to slow down my training.
Okay. Wonderful. So it's been really nice talking to you, John, and
Yeah,
it's nice learning from you and hearing you. I am so thrilled and honored that
pleasure,
I could connect with you.
pleasure.
It took some time, but I'm very
Mm,
happy that this happened. And your
mm,
first long interview in India is through my page, which is
mm.
there to motivate all the runners. So I am honored that
True.
you took the time. I know that we had some technical issues, but still uh, we managed to get through it. And I just want to thank you on behalf of India and all the runners in India.
Yeah,
Thank you for the time. Most importantly, we hope that we can see you again in India.
right. I'm hoping I'll come soon. Visiting friends. Yeah, in
Yeah,
India.
you have a
Yeah,
friend in my place in Bangalore, so you can come and you can call me.
yes. Pleasure.
Yeah, maybe we can eat some good Indian food then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Roti.
Roti. So I request you to
I
be
love
there
the
in the
roti.
So I request you to be there in the studio. I will just say bye to my
Thank
audience and
you.
I'll just talk to you in a minute. Thank you. 1 minute.
Yeah,
Thank you all for being there. It's been a fantastic audience. And I love that the fact that you all came to listen to the legendary runner. He's still not retired, so he's still running. So he said he'll run for a couple more years. So we hope that we can, see maybe a new record better than 209, '09, what he has done. And do tune in for this month and next month also. We got some interesting interviews coming up. So thank you for tuning in. Love you all. Bye.